A few number of students can solve this question. Are you among? Let's get started. The question says, convert 10111.11 base 2 to a number in base 10. All you have to do is, when you see a number this way, asking you to convert from any base to base 10, please take note. When you are converting from any base and you convert that to base 10, this is what you are going to do. You will write those numbers first. As we can see right here, the numbers present are 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So we have points, right? So continue. 1, then 1. And since we are converting from base 2, all you have to do is multiply this by 2, by 2, by 2. So you have to multiply each of that by the base. That's the condition when converting to base 10. So do not forget there is a point here, so let's indicate to separate them out. Now any number that is before the point, so these numbers right here are whole number, and this number right here are the decimal value, and they will always carry a negative power. So those ones that are whole numbers are all these values right here. So what we do now is we start with the whole number 0 as the power, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then let's add brackets to avoid confusion. Brackets to avoid confusion. And then you might want to ask me, what about these other decimal values? And that is where a lot of students fail. So this time you have your -1 after decimal points, then -2 as your power. So bracket to avoid confusion and bracket to avoid confusion. Now let's figure out what this is. 2 raised to power 4 simply means 2 in 4 places, then multiply them all together. And from here, 2 times 2 is 4, then multiply by 2 is 8, multiply by 2 again is 16. So let's quickly copy that here. Now we have 1 times 16, which is 16 for the first value. Now let's go for the next value. 2 raised to power 3 means 2 in 3 places, then multiply them together. 2 times 2 is 4, then times 2 is 8. But of course, we now need to multiply our 8 with 0, and that's still 0. So we have plus 0. Let's go for the next, which is 2 raised to power 2, and you agree with me that this would give us 4, right? Then multiply that with 1, which is right there, and 4 times 1 still gives 4. We have plus 4. And the next value is 2 power 1. Now take note, any value raised to power 1 still remain that number. So 2 power 1 is 2. Then 1 multiplied by 2 is 2. So we have plus 2. Now we have the next value, which is 2 power 0. Now take note, any value raised to power 0 is always 1, and 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. So we have plus 1. And here is where a lot of students get it wrong. 2 power minus 1 simply means 1 divided by 2 power 1. So which means that this power minus is the same as 1 over, which is what we are having right here. So in this case, the value for 2 power minus 1 is 1 over 2 power 1. And of course, 1 over 2 power 1 multiplied by 1 is still the same as 1 over 2 power 1. So we have plus 1 over 2 power 1. And let's go with the next, which is 2 power minus 2. Same principle, minus over here means 1 over. Then we are left with 2 power 2, right? And that is plus 1 over 2 power 2. So now let's see the sum of these whole numbers right here. The sum of the whole numbers right here. So we have 16 plus 0, that's 16, plus 4, that's 20, plus 2, that's 22, plus 1, that's 23. So we have 23 plus, let's go for these fractional values. Do not forget 2 raised to power 1 is 2 and 2 raised to power 2 is 4. So which means I can simply write 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4. And at this point, we need to quickly evaluate this value. 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4. We need to use the knowledge of LCM right here. So let's figure out the LCM of 2 and 4. Quickly, the LCM of 2 and 4. At this point, 2 would divide 2 and gives 1. 2 would divide 4 and gives 2. Now we are left with 1 and 2. Another number which can divide out is 2. 2 in 1 still remains 1, and 2 in 2 now remains 1. And what you do now is evaluate which are your factors, multiply them together, and that is 2 times 2, which is 4. So your LCM is 4. So quickly, the LCM right here is 4. And what you want to check now is how much of this 2 would you see in 4? That's 2, right? Multiply by the numerator, which is right here, and that's 1. Then plus how much of this 4 would you see in this? That's ones. Multiply by the numerator, which is right here, 1. So let's quickly see this. Now we have 23 plus, check, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 times 1 is 1, then divided by the denominator 4, and 2 plus 1 is 3, divided by 4. So we have 3 divided by 4. Quickly speaking, let's check the value of 3 divided by 4. And 3 divided by 4 is 0.75, or you simply say 0.75. So what this means is our value would be 23.75. And what we have just done is we have converted to a number in base 10, and this is our final result. So let's quickly check 23.75 from the option. 23.75 is right over here, option A, and you would agree with me that this is
Don't forget to like, share, and follow.
Thank you.
See you in the next class.